Hey there, welcome to LSea Yoga. My name is Laura, and today's practice is all about releasing negative thoughts that we all have. So let's get rid of those, let's make a little space to play and find that joy that's always inside. So if you're ready, get on your mat and I'll meet you there. We'll begin today in child's pose. So come to the back of the mat, knees wide, and just start to drape the torso over your legs. Bring your forehead down to the floor. Knees as far apart as you'd like. Arms reached out in front of you. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale. Let the breath be deep. Just arriving here on the mat. We've stepped away from the day. We've stepped away from negative self-talk. There's nothing here but us and the mat. We'll slowly start to lift the head and we'll add a side stretch. So walk the arms over toward the left and then come back down. So you're pressing into the right side waist. Breathe into that. And then slowly walk the arms over to the other side and lean into the left side waist. And then come on back to center. Walk the hands up and round the spine as you come, sit up on your heels. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides and up. Cross the wrists and bring the palms together. Either wrist in front. And then pull the shoulders, the chest through the shoulders. Stretch. Feel that awesome stretch. A few breaths here. Then on your next exhale, let the arms float down and behind, interlace the fingers. Inhale, stretch the arms back. Palms can be together or apart, and stretch into the chest. Breathe and open. And then release. Bring the hands back to the thighs. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Cross the wrists again, the opposite wrist in the front. Bring the palms together. And pull the chest through the shoulders. Gentle stretch. Gentle arch in the upper spine. And as you exhale, bring the hands behind. Interlace the fingers and the opposite thumb is on top. Stretch the arms back. Deep breath in. Couple of breaths there. And release. Roll the shoulders back. Just let it go. A few times and then roll them forward. Big motion. Sweep the arms around and up. Loosen that up. And come forward onto hands and knees. And we'll take a few cat-cows. So as you inhale, drop your belly, the crown of the head and the tailbone go up. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin and the tailbone. Inhale, looking up. Exhale and round. Inhale. And exhale. We'll come to a neutral spine and step forward with the right foot. And then come on up into Anjaneyasana, arms sweeping out and up. You can also keep them on the front thigh if you prefer. Chest going up and away from the back foot. As you start to drop the hip, press the left hip forward. There's more going on here than it seems there might be. So pressing the hip forward lengthens the lower back. If it feels like too much of an arch, come up out of it. Don't drop the hips so much. Inhaling the chest up. A lot of joy in this pose. Find it. And then as you exhale next time, come on forward. Let the left hand go down next to your right foot and then sweep your right arm up. Open the chest, open twist. Take a deep breath in here. And as the arm goes back, let it go back towards your back foot. Inhaling. As you exhale, trace the horizon. So bring the arm out and forward. And then down. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, trace the horizon. Hips getting heavier. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale. One more time like that. Inhaling and exhaling. Bring the hands down by the front foot. Take a deep breath in as the chest reaches forward. And as you exhale, pull the hips back, lift the toes, half split. Knee can be bent. Take a few breaths here, pulling the hip back away from the planted right foot. And on your next inhale, come forward back into that low lunge, chest forward, hips low. Exhale, pull back, half split. A couple of times like that. Inhaling forward. Exhaling, stretch. Inhale. And exhale. This time as you come forward, we're going to This time as you come forward, we're going to plant the hands and bring the knees together so we're back on all fours. Cat-cow again, so inhaling, tailbone and head reach up toward the sky. Exhaling and round. Inhale. Exhale. The spine get mobile. Inhaling and exhaling. Come back to a neutral spine and step forward with the left foot this time. As you inhale, come on up into Anjaneyasana. Arms up or hands on the front thigh. Chest reaching up and away from the back foot. Right hip pressing forward. Low back is long. Find the ecstatic joy in this. Wobbles are okay. Reaching up. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, coming forward, let the right hand go down, left arm up. And as you take a deep breath in, reach the arm up and then let it start to float back toward the back foot. Exhaling, trace the horizon line. Hand goes forward. And then inhaling, up and back. Exhale, hips getting heavy. Hand out and forward. Inhaling up and back. Exhaling. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. This time, drop the hips. The fingertips are framing the front foot, chest forward. And then start to pull the hips back into a half split. Knee can be significantly bent as the top of the head is working towards your toes. We're not trying to get our nose on the shin. Nice strong back as the top of the head goes forward and the hips go back. And on your next inhale, start to come forward into that low lunge, chest forward. And then exhale, pull back, half split. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhaling and exhaling. This time as you come forward, plant those fingertips. We're going to start to lift the hips. So we're coming into a revolved triangle pose. So from here, have your front knee significantly bent. We're going to leave the fingertips of the right hand on the ground and bring your left hand to your left thigh. We're going to twist toward the left. Plant the hand on your sacrum, leave it on the thigh, or maybe reach it up and start to pull the hips back as you start to work towards straightening the leg. Keep it as bent as it needs to be. If this doesn't feel good on the fingertips, you may want to ball your fist and place the fist on the ground. Revolve triangle, pulling the hip away from the front foot. Open that outer hip. And then twist back towards your front foot and then keep turning. And we'll come into a wide-legged forward fold. So as you inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, start to fold. Knees as bent as they need to be. Turning the sit bones up toward the sky. That's what works towards straightening the legs. Top of the head toward the ground. Deep breaths into the backs of the legs. Now walk the hands forward so the palms are about under the heart. Left hand down, and we're going to twist toward the right. So start to lift up with your right arm. And again, if this doesn't feel good on the shoulder, feel free to rest that hand on the sacrum, the lower back. We're just twisting toward the right. Again, knees as bent as they need to be. And then release that and we'll switch sides. Twisting toward the left. And release, coming back to center. Now walk the hands toward the right foot. And we're going to come back into a revolved triangle on this side. So bent front knee, left fingertips on the ground. You're going to lift up the right hand and place that hand on the sacrum. Keep it on the thigh to help you twist. Or maybe the arm reaches up. Knee is bent, and then pull the right hip back and away from the right foot. And that's what will start to straighten the leg. Crown of the head and tailbone, long line of energy, reaching those away from each other. And then release, walk the hands back to center and fold. Deep breaths. Let the head get heavy toward the ground. Tailbone tilting up toward the sky. Now walk the hands up so they're under your heart. Turn toward your left foot and then plant the hands and step back into downward dog. Lower the knees to the ground and walk the knees forward so you can come and sit back on your butt. Place the hands behind the knees. We're going to come into a boat pose. We're going to balance on our hips. So if this is enough, hang out right here with just your toes on the ground, helping you balance. Maybe start to lift one leg. Knee can be bent. Maybe the other, right? And hang out right there if that's enough. You can release your hands. Maybe try straightening one knee or the other. Your spine is long, so your chest is going up toward the sky, and that's more important than anything else. And then release, cross the feet. So you're in a simple cross-legged position. Hands next to you, press down with the palms and lift the hips up. And lower down. And we'll take one more boat pose. So again, find your version of this. Toes on the ground or maybe lifted up. Maybe one's on the ground and the other one's up. Maybe you release the hands. But whatever you do, that chest is going up toward the sky, up and away. So you're keeping that lower back long. Then release, cross the legs the other way. Plant the hands next to the hip and lift up. And lower down. Now scoot the hips forward so you can roll down onto your back. Let the heels go up toward the sky. Knees can be bent here. We're just going to do a simple leg stretch. So if you start with bent knees, hands behind the knees, maybe on the calves, or if you can reach those big toes, go ahead and grab those. And start with those knees bent and then start to kick your heels up toward the sky. And as much as you're looking for a leg stretch here, you're looking for a flattening out of the lower back. So really pressing the hips toward the front of the mat. Deep breaths into the backs of the legs, keeping them as bent as they need to be, always, always. One more breath. And then release, bring the feet to the floor, bring the feet as wide as the mat, and start to windshield wipe your knees from side to side. One more little opener for the hips. Then bring the knees back up, let the feet go long, legs long along the mat. Feet flop open to the side, palms turn up, close the eyes, Shavasana. Now, some people skip Shavasana. I never have, not once. Let's face it, this is the real yoga. After all the hard work is done, here is where your body begins to integrate what it's learned. And Shavasana is the practice of relaxation. And what's more important than that? So breathe deep, not in any particular way. And just let everything sink into the floor. And you can stay here as long as you like, absorbing this energy. When you're ready, start to bend the knees and bring the bottoms of the feet to the floor. Bring your hands to your upper thighs. Draw your knees in toward the chest, wrap your arms around them, get them a little squeeze. And then roll on up to sit. Find a comfortable seat. Bring the hands to the knees. Maybe the palms are up. Close the eyes. Now, our intention today was to release negative thoughts. Through the practice, I intentionally didn't talk about them, and hopefully they didn't enter your mind. But now, as we close the practice, come back to the one or two things that your mind repeats that you know does not serve you. What are those thoughts that cycle in your mind that you know are not productive? And if your very best friend came to you with those same thoughts, what would you say to that person? Have that conversation with yourself. So as you go through your day today, or if it's the evening, go through your day tomorrow, every time that thought or those one or two thoughts pops into your head, replace it with something more positive, and I'll offer some options. I don't deserve that. I'm not being judged for that. I'm worth more than that. Life is too short to worry about that. Every day is a gift. Every breath is a gift. Let's not waste our time saying things to ourselves that we would never say to another person. And we would be heartbroken if we knew that someone we loved were saying those things to themselves. To bring your hands in prayer in front of the heart. Bow the head slightly. Make a promise to bring more positivity into your world, and then share that with everyone around you. Namaste.